Ever since Royce Gracie introduced Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to American audiences at UFC 1 in 1993, it's overtaken karate as the go-to martial art for anybody looking to learn how to fight. From professional athletes to soccer moms and their children, everyone loves Jiu-Jitsu. But what happens when that love and eagerness to learn becomes corrupted by the toxic environment that's supposed to nurture it and help it grow? Well, today we'll be talking about a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school who, along with its leader, have been accused of exactly that, corrupting its members, brainwashing, and overall operating like a cult. A brief warning before we start, you will be hearing some disturbing stories, specifically ones involving rape and sexual assault. So if you'd rather not listen to that, then I would skip this one. Also, unless explicitly framed as a verifiable fact like a recorded court appearance or an interview, everything in this video is alleged. I am not accusing anybody of anything. I am simply retelling the story the way it's already out there. And with that said, let's get into it.
Hey everybody, this is Lloyd Irvin from Camp Springs, Maryland. Like I said, the 2012 season is over. We had phenomenal results. I told you I was going to do a lot of different video projects this year, but I didn't. We kind of went underground and we had a lot of success. Today I want to talk about a few things. I want to introduce you to Keenan Cornelius. If you're in the BJJ world, I'm sure you've heard of him already. He just recently won the Pan American Championships, the European Championships, the Brazilian National Championships, and the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championships.
Less than 8 months after this video was posted, Keenan Cornelius would pack up his things, get in a cab, and abruptly leave the Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts Academy, preceded by a half-dozen other members. The official statement he gave on his Facebook page thanked Lloyd personally and attributed the departure to no longer being sure that this is the right environment for him under the current circumstances. But when the cab driver passed him a cell phone with his mother waiting on the other end, however, his words were less reserved. "Mom, I've never been so scared in my life." Lloyd Irvin has been described as an intimidating figure by his former students. UFC lightweight and former student of Lloyd's Frank the Crank Camacho claimed that he was scared to talk or even text Irvin for the first few months that he was there. But the ones to really feel his ire were the female members of the team. Former student Jordan Schultz alleges that a woman came to him in tears, saying that Lloyd sexually propositioned her under the guise of doing anything to become a champion. And Miguel Escobar, another alumni of Team Lloyd Irvin, claims to have seen female students shaving Irvin's face, clipping his toenails, and giving him massages. He also alleges that Irvin propositioned his girlfriend when he briefly introduced them to each other at a club, and when confronted, just brushed it off and told him not to worry and that she would be alright. This type of mentality trickled down and permeated the fighter house of Team Lloyd Irvin as well. Dates would allegedly be passed around in drug-fueled orgies with pictures taken on more than one occasion. In 2008, one of Lloyd's most promising young recruits, D'Alonzo DJ Jackson, allegedly raped a 16-year-old girl in a car outside of a bar. The next day, police discovered a text on her phone. His initial third-degree sexual assault charge was pleaded down to serious assault and resulted in fines and 60 days in jail. He was not kicked off the team, however. Prior to his departure from the team, Keenan Cornelius' mother and sister noticed a sharp change in his attitude as well. He began to ignore their attempts to reach out, and when he was home, demanded that his sister prepare him food, a far cry from the product of a feminist household he once was. They would also find him constantly repeating two statements like a mantra. "If I can't win, I'm not here. All my friends are here. If I can't win, I'm not here. My friends are here. If I can't win, I'm not here. All my friends are here. If I can't win, I'm not here. If I can't win, I'm not here. All my friends are here." The fighter house itself consisted of two levels: the basement, dubbed the jungle for new recruits, and the first floor, dubbed the suburbs for the more established members. According to Frank Camacho, besides the extracurricular activities, everything else in the house revolved around winning. It wasn't uncommon to find jiu-jitsu videos being played on repeat in the basement or people drilling submissions on the first floor in the middle of the room. Allegedly, Irvin pushed his students towards modeling themselves after androids, with him being the programmer. The philosophy states that the android does whatever the programmer tells him or her to do, and if you wanted to be a world champion, you had to let the programmer program you. Interestingly enough, whenever a person leaves a cult, they're usually assigned a trained professional to assist them with the transition into regular world. The name given to such professionals? Deprogrammer. The claims from several former students are that Irvin would oftentimes require students to run random errands at any hour he saw fit. Anything from 3 a.m. calls for cheeseburgers to afternoon pickups from the airport. As Camacho put it, we were in Lloyd Irvin's world. Regardless, Lloyd Irvin bred winners and oftentimes drew praise from high-profile MMA fighters like Phil Davis, Dominick Cruz, and Vera. It's likely that the odd practices of his gym would have went under the radar for years to come if it wasn't for what happened on New Year's of 2013. Irvin publicly condemning the actions of both of his students, his own past would quickly come back to haunt him and add gasoline to an already burning fire. It was uncovered that when he was a 20-year-old college student, he and several other men were accused of a rape of a 16-year-old girl. Lloyd ended up walking free, with his defense being that he believed the sex was consensual and that he failed to participate due to inability to maintain an erection. Naturally, the martial arts media pounced on the story. In addition, his business associations also came under scrutiny. He often credited a large part of his success to evangelical marketing guru Dan Kennedy, somebody he looked at as a mentor, and with the cult rumors beginning to gain traction, it didn't look too good.
The truth of the matter is, as uncomfortable as it may be for some people, we're really in the psychological manipulation business. That's really what we're doing.
Furthermore, Irvin decided to purchase the domain LloydIrvinRape.com and use SEO techniques to have it rank near the top whenever somebody searched his name and the accusations made against him. The website advertised women's self-defense courses.
Lloyd Irvin Mixed Martial Arts Academy at the Women's Self-Defense Seminar, teaching the ladies of all walks of life Jiu-Jitsu because it can save women's lives.
This made it look like Lloyd was purposely attempting to push his history under the rug without addressing it publicly, leading many to conclude that he was guilty. He allegedly held a meeting at a school where he told the students that the acts were consensual and that the girl claimed rape out of guilt. But what happened had sent 4 men to prison, so Lloyd's explanations came under scrutiny. It was also discovered that Irvin was allegedly paying for the legal bills of the 2 of his students on trial for rape, even though he initially condemned their actions. This played a role in their acquittal and the assaulted female student leaving the school. Ultimately, despite Lloyd Irvin being a top jiu-jitsu instructor, several of his students left due to the public scrutiny of being associated with the controversy. Notably, they left during the night, allegedly fearing that he'd be able to convince them to stay if confronted directly. Dominick Cruz and Vera cut public ties with him, and although his school remains operating to this day, it was never able to return to its former glory. Unfortunately, that's the conclusion for now. It's a bit anticlimactic, but things in life often are. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon.